Alright guys, so there was quite a bit of carnage this year, I guess, with mortar tubes. I know Rob posted up some pictures on Instagram of you know, shell failures causing a tube to blow apart. A buddy of mine had some issues. We had some issues. It was an Excalibur tube. This was buried, I'd say at least halfway into beach sand, and my brother was doing reloads out of this throughout the show, and we figure he put somewhere around 18 shells through this tube in a matter of I'd say about 10 to 12 minutes, and it completely destroyed the tube. I was hand lighting cakes, and I look over and I tell him, I'm like, keep the shells coming, and he's like, I can't, the tube's the tube's dead. So I had to go over there and look at it, and I mean, it was so soft you could literally almost push your finger right through it. So you know, what do you say? It's, you know, they're designed to shoot 6 shells out of and then throw away. That's what, I mean, you know, that's what they're intended for. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd be a little bit safe with reloads out of here. But also, one of my subscribers, MTR 71875. He bought a tube from Phantom that was said to be HDPE, just a single shot tube, so he could do reloads as well. And he said he put 12 cans through it, and he had 2 shell failures. One broke at 2 feet, and the one of his 5-inch Americans broke at like 10 feet out of the tube. And after he inspected a little bit closer, he found there was a hole somewhere down in the base of the tube. It just blew a hole right out the bottom. So he doesn't know for sure if it's HDP or not. He was going to post a video of it. I still got to check back for that. So yeah, I've never had any problems with any of my HD pipe, but I don't reload through it either. Yeah, I mean, I've shot dozens of rounds out of my fiberglass and HD pipe and never had a problem, but I don't reload. So, you know, obviously there's an issue with this stuff getting too hot. So you really got to be careful when you're reloading. The other, my buddy had he had a couple of shells break low too, and after further inspection in the morning, he found the reason why. The plug blew out of his, and it looks like what happened is the rack broke, and more than likely the rack started to give way first and then left the base of the tube unsupported, so it just blew the plug out. And yeah, he had 2 shells come out of there before he stopped firing too. Yeah, so you really got to be safe with this stuff, you know, and inspect your tubes. I mean, I'd say at least once a year probably should inspect them before every time you shoot, just to be on the safe side. The other thing, while we're talking about mortar tubes here, Michael Jobin, he had wanted to know if I was still finding any thin fiberglass tubes, and from what I'm seeing, everybody's really kind of up in their game on on tube size. They're all pretty much standard, right around 1/8 of an inch or so. Raging Bull, big, Electric Rain. Now this is what I thought was really cool. I think this is starting to become standard, this sticker here. Well, from what I've seen with other companies, is instead of, you know, putting it over the tube so it actually has to be removed, they just stick it to the side of the tube. But this is the only one that was putting it over top of the tube, was the Quest Shell by Brothers. So I thought that was kind of cool. Here we are, Crushing It, Black Diamonds, Continuum, more Crushing It, Immortals, Reaper, Texas Size Super Shell. Now the thinnest ones, believe it or not, was out of this guy here, which is pretty thin, and this one, which is also pretty thin, which is odd because those are the ones that should be thicker than everything else, but what do? You get what you get, I guess. Alright guys, stay safe out there. Yeah, you got to be inspecting your racks and your tubes. Have a good one, guys.